Hello, folks. It's Tuesday, June 24, 2014. It's 8:16 a.m. Chicago time. Sorry about the delay today. We've just moved and was experiencing some technical issues here. Things are not 100% yet. They will be over the next day or so. Trading futures options on futures and foreign currency involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. My personal opinions, market data, and recommendations are subject to change without notice. Past performance is not indicative of future results. Starting out this overnight session, the biggest piece of news out of Europe is the German June IFO business climate. It missed, came in at 109.7. Versus 110.2 current conditions, 114.8 versus 115. So we saw a reaction on that. Market kind of lagged a little bit. That number came out at IFO, I think it's 3 a.m. Chicago time. Yeah, 3 a.m. Chicago time. So you can see from the if you follow the European markets, from the open or even on the ES, from the open, you can see from 3 o'clock a move from about 1952 down to the low of 1947, which has all but been taken back so far. Dubai Stock Index loses the most since October 2008. Some concerns there. Putin asks lawmakers to cancel his right to use force in the Ukraine. The Russian stock market rallies. The ruble's making new highs against the U.S. dollar. U.S. S&P Case-Shiller came out at 0.19 versus 0.8%, also missing. Today, what's on deck for today? We have at 9 o'clock we have consumer confidence, expecting 83.5. 9 o'clock Central also we have new home sales at 440,000. And then also at 9 o'clock, we have the Richmond Fed at 6. So three numbers, two of which are medium importance, consumer confidence and new home sales, with the Richmond Fed usually coming out about a minute earlier. So looking ahead as far as other events, speakers, and so on, now Fed's Plosser has made some comments this morning, which I retweeted. At 8:50, ECB Speaker Kerr. At 10 o'clock, ECB Speaker Knott. And then this evening, Fed Speaker Williams at 5:30 after the market closes. Not expecting anything outstanding there. As far as auctions, for those who are following along and trading treasuries, the yield curve, and so on, 10:30 we have a 4-week bill for 25 billion, also 12-month bills for 25 billion. And at 12 o'clock, we have a new 2-year note auction for 30 billion. Okay, let's look at what has happened yesterday. Kind of an interesting day. So yesterday, the primary hypothesis was for an attempt and a push through to 55, possibly 56, and then a rotation down to this naked point of control. And we opened in range, in value, and moved down through the low of 52, double bottom from the prior day, from Friday. I talked extensively about this in yesterday's Trader Bite. And then it looked like the primary hypothesis was going to fail, and the secondary hypothesis was going to kick in, which would take out this 55.50, very, very weak high at the moment, and then continue up for the measured move targets above. But instead, surprisingly, the market held that high. Again, just really odd behavior. Held that high, rotated, and actually hit the primary hypothesis target of 1950 on the dot. That's the point of control from last Thursday on the dot, and then pulls back into the prior day's range. pulls back into the prior day's range, and then it's just sideways from there. The overall shape of the profile is a classic Gaussian bell-shaped kind of what you would find in any statistics book with a little notch out. But overall the market's balanced. We have an equal high, lower low though, and value has shifted slightly lower with the point of control in line. So the market's really compressing here. In fact, it looks like it's ready to take its next bigger move. There's a fair amount of volume in here so far, and to me this looks like it's coiling fairly tightly between Friday and yesterday's trading. Yesterday put in 808,000 contracts in a day session. If you recall, Friday was 905,000. So there's a fair volume in here, given the range that the market is trading. The point of control for both days is at the same price as last Friday's. It's 1953. But this definitely looks to me like it's ready to it's ripe for a move away from here. So I'm watching out for that today. Let's look at the overnight session. The overnight session, again, another week high, opens, tests up 1953.25, retests right before the European Open, and then Europe opens, and then we see that move on the IFO, which the market has all but taken back, and is trading at the point of control above the mid. So the overnight profile is not really telling us anything. It's continuing the trend down overall, but there's no real indication from the overnight profile that could be deemed as useful. So nothing has really changed from yesterday's situation except that we have further consolidation. The expectation is still that we would retest this 55.50. The overall trend, if you recall, it's hard to not remember this, but the overall trend is up. The market has been migrating. Actually, a better chart to show that is this. So this is kind of like what we are starting to form here. Man, I guess it's a delivery. It's starting to roll over. I'm thinking that what's happening here is similar to what's here, except there's more consolidation. But you can see here how value has been moving up, and it's starting to roll over. So the idea is that we start to proceed down into the prior uncompletely auctioned areas. So that means we start to move down through the 44 into 42.50, which is an LVN from the Fed Day announcement, and back through the FOMC LVN range. Okay, so that's what I'm looking for as the key play. However, we do have a weak high. We do have an uptrend still. So that could play out, but the higher probability, or the better play, is lower, but the higher probability play is a break of this triple top at 55.50 and an attempt higher. If it does break higher, we're trading at the low of the prior day's range. If it does break higher, the expectation is not a trend day higher. The expectation is it would break higher and then fall back into the range and chop around, and hopefully find some sellers. We're still shopping for some sellers here. If you look at these profiles, the way the market's moving up, the market moves up because it is looking for sellers. It's advertising higher and higher prices to entice sellers. The market's mechanism is to test for the opposing force constantly, and so we're still looking for those sellers, and hopefully we can find them so that we can get some two-way flow, little pop in the VIX, some more range, and some more volatility with volume. and have better trading opportunities. As always, the opportunities come with risks, so mind your risk. But we're opening right at the bottom of yesterday's range. We're opening in about 3 minutes, and don't forget we have 2 medium importance number and 1 low importance number at 9 o'clock and a half hour after the open. I'll leave you with that. I had to make this brief, but we should be back up and running at full force tomorrow. I'll catch you later. Stage 5 traders, don't forget we have a webinar this afternoon. We'll go over last week's pop quiz. Take care.